Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakha, Kodash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and blessings to the elect. All right, I was reading this article dealing with the NFL, okay, and the NFL players. All right, now in this specific article, all right, just spiritual. It says it was published 1444. Okay, but July 23rd, 2021. Now it says DeAndre Hopkins hints he might retire. All right, after the league announces strict compromising plans. All right, and basically, the not only the NFL, but you're gonna have the NBA, the MLB, all of these everywhere basically. Okay, they're gonna have this coalition, okay, of confederacy to compromise people. All right, and it's getting harder and harder to escape these algorithms. Okay, with these code words, because now as the elder brother Karataza from Vegas was doing a video on um, them censoring even code words. See, they're picking up on certain words that we use as alternatives to the word that they would take down our videos for. So now, the code got to get even deeper. But Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is not going to have us using code words, all right, for too long. All right, we're not going to use code words forever. This is just a sign, all right, of think of it as a tap, right, a sink that has water flowing through, and as you slowly close the, you turn the knob and you close it, the water starts to get less and less, and then once it's closed, you still have the little drip, couple drips, and then officially it just stops. So that's where we're pretty much headed, okay? And the Lord is doing this on purpose. Now for us, all right, those in the know, all right, the brothers, the sisters, those that are of the hopeful elect, understand what we're talking about. So it's not a problem for us. All right, but if you've been playing games, you just you tune in just for fun and this, that, and the third, and you don't take it seriously, the Lord is gonna have it to where you're gonna be blocked out. Okay, you're gonna be blocked out, as it says in Amos 9 and 11. The Lord is gonna close the breaches thereof, so nobody's gonna be able to slip through. But at the end of the day, decisions, and we are at that prophetic ultimatum where you need to see. We've been making that mental stance. We've been making a spiritual stance, a mental stance. All right, on what side we're on. Are we on the side of the Lord, or are we on the side of the devil? Okay. Now, making that mental stance is going to lead to having to physically, all right, make that stance through your actions and through suffering different consequences. And that's where we're at now, where uh, uh, um, words stop being words and they become actions, because that's what the Lord is looking for. And guess what? Each and every one of us we're gonna have different situations. All right, some are gonna be similar to others, but you will have different situations where you're physically put to the test as to whether you're gonna stand by what you were saying, what you were preaching, what you were teaching, or are you gonna break in the moment? That's where we're at. Decisions. And when you make that decision, you need to go all the way with it. You can't be wavering. The Lord is not look. It says it in the book of Revelation. All right, the Lord is not looking for lukewarm. Lukewarm means you're not on His team. Well, I'm not sure. I'm neutral. There's no neutral. But nonetheless, as you can see, you have players in the NFL who are getting hit with that hard reality. Which, when this thing first started, before they even locked things down, we were already telling you what they were going to do. We were already telling you that, look, depending on how far they take this, you're going to see them issue or try to compromise or choke people out. All right. They're going to start compromising people. All right. And that, if you know what that means, you know what that means. Okay. There's the code. So they're going to start compromising people. and trying to compromise people. And there's a lot of people, all right, though the statistics may be close to half or even, a lot of people are being compromised. And as they step up their draconian laws, their ultimatums, the harsh restrictions, a lot more people are going to be compromised, and it's going to get more and more difficult to live without adhering, all right, to these different restrictions that they're trying to push to their agenda. Okay, and it's not going to be easy to blend in anymore, as the spotlight is going to be on you as to what decision are you going to make. Okay, so as it says here, it's making me question my future. NFL star DeAndre Hopkins hints he might retire after the league announces strict compromising plans. All right, and the spiritual on this picture, you see two what look like small, tiny, maybe plastic vials, and they look like teeth. Like a serpent's teeth. Like venom. Okay, which that's what they're trying to pump into you, really. All right, or at least being that they are the devil. All right, you should suspect that. Okay, but as it says here, it says several big name NFL superstars have voiced their opposition to league plans to harshly penalize players who may be responsible, all right, for outbreaks in their teams, which could lead to forfeited games and players not being paid. You see? Players not being paid. Now, the reason it's so hard is because you got to think about the kind of life, the kind of lifestyle people were living prior and now. And some people thought that they were in a steady position. And throughout this whole time, everything just went away, or they've just been barely able to grasp and hold on to it. And now, how are they gonna, keep up? You do realize when you make a lot of money, your living condition is different because you make enough to uphold that living condition. Now, what happens when all of that suddenly goes away? You can't, unless you have certain things in place, contingency plans and all of that. You can't maintain that same living style. So now what? And that's why it hits people hard. But we're gonna be okay. You know why? Because we never, put our heart, our treasures were not here. They are not here. So because of that, okay, what we lose here, so what? It was never that deep anyway. Now, this is the book of Isaiah, chapter 33, verse 6. It says, "And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times and strength of salvation." The fear of the Lord is his treasure, and the fear of the Lord is our treasure. And as you can see, that wisdom and knowledge, it's very, very valuable. It tells you that in the book of Romans, all right, going into the depth of the riches, okay, of the wisdom of the Lord. I believe it's Romans 11 and 33. Okay, this is the book of Romans, chapter 11, verse 33. It says, "Oh, the depth of the riches, both of the wisdom and knowledge of God. How unsearchable are his judgments and his ways past finding out." All right. So that the what the Lord has given us, the wisdom and knowledge he has given us, is most definitely going to be enough to keep us stable. It's going to keep us mentally grounded. It's gonna allow us to laugh in the face of adversity. Why? Because of what we know. Okay? I'll give you an example. You have a dude, right? Maybe, he's been running, right? He set up a trap and he went and acted as bait. And he's running back, and as he's running back, you all these dangerous, wild either animals or people looking for him trying to kill him. And he finally hits a dead end, and they're behind him, and they start walking up to him. Now they don't know that there's a trap. Maybe there's a giant boulder up above them that's about to be cut when they step to touch him. He knows that. Okay, so when he's in that corner, and from the outward perspective, you're like, hold up, my man, these guys got guns, knives, swords. They're getting ready to cut you into, pieces, sizes you can't even count. And this dude is not bugging out. He has a smile on his face. He's calm. He's stable. Why? Because he knows something that they don't know. and he knows something that nobody else knows. That's that trap. So he can stand there boldly with a smile on his face because he knows once this dude takes one step closer, there's a giant boulder about to crush all of them right now. And because of that, he's stable, and that's just an example. Okay, so we have that similar mindset. Now, had he not known or had he not had that trap there, what you think he would have been doing? Saying his last prayers, sweating bullets, I mean, just stressed out. I mean, because in his mind, what's going on is over, right? But shows you how nothing changed. The only thing that changed was his knowledge of there being a boulder or a trap that can protect him. And that's an example of how the scenario is going to be the same. All hell's going to be breaking loose, right? So what's going to make us different than everybody else? What we know and what we believe in. Okay, that's going to make it. That's going to keep us stable. Because here it is, we're all in the same situation, but you don't see us losing our minds while others are losing their minds because they don't know. See? We don't know all the infinite possibilities, but we know there are infinite possibilities and how the Lord can deliver you, what he can do for you. And even if he doesn't want to deliver you, guess what? Maybe that's your path. So understanding this truth on a deep level, on a level of an elect or of a hopeful elect, you will be calm. What's there to lose your mind over? Because we're going to know things that others are not. And better yet, we're going to understand things deeper than others can because somebody may know something, but do they understand it and do they understand it on a spiritual level? Because there's a lot of people that know things, Israelites, but still sound carnal as hell. So there was whatever wisdom and knowledge they have is not going to hold them because there's no spirit behind it. Or even if there is a spirit behind it, it's not the wisdom of the Lord, that the spirit of the wisdom of the Lord behind it. All right, so now um, let's go here to the book of Luke, chapter 17, verse 33. It says here, whosoever shall seek to save his life shall lose it, and whosoever shall lose his life shall preserve it. Now, applying that to now, an example, all right, on a low level is seeking to do something that you should know better, all right, you should know better than to do that, but in order to preserve yourself, in order to avoid tribulation, in order to avoid hardships. Okay, even though it's like taking the straight gate or Salakia, taking the broad gate. Okay, the broad gate is easy, it's not hard. It is. That's what you want to do to save your life. You don't want to go through the hardships. All right, but what's going to happen? You're going to lose it because on the path you're taking to save it, that's the path you're going to meet your demise. Okay, but you have to have faith in Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahweh Shai. But we are at that point, man. The prophetic ultimatum, decisions, 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 and they are coming. Those decisions are about to knock on your door, right in your face, and you're gonna have to make those decisions. You're gonna have to make those decisions and live with the consequences. And a lot of people can't handle that kind of pressure. In a moment, knowing that whatever decision you make here could lead down a road of hardships or what looks like hardships, or a road that may look like you've escaped it, but really you're about to get trodden underfoot for turning on the Lord. Okay? Because this place is going down. And as we can see, this place going down, and this devil knowing he has a short time. He knows he has a short time. And what's their mindset? If I can't have it, nobody can. Right? If I'm running out of time, forget it, forget everything. I'm blowing this. If I'm trying to go and take out somebody, one person in a building or in a house or in an area, and I'm speaking from their mindset, and I can't. I'm having a hard time. My time is running out. I can't get them in time. Guess what? They're taking out the whole joint. They're not gonna say, "All right, leave it and get it." No, no, no. They're gonna say, "Take out everybody." If I can't find him, I'm taking out everybody, and then chances are he might be in that. All right. When they get under pressure, they lose it. Spiritual men, when you get under pressure, you get even more spiritual. All right. You tap into another level of spirituality. Well, guess what? The carnal man taps into another level of carnality, which is evil unseen. Okay. And that's exactly what's gonna come to this place now. when you go to the book of Isaiah 47, all right, and I'm going to start at 1 and read a couple of verses. That's part of the reason why they're moving so harsh. They're moving so draconian style, okay? And they're moving so fast because they're being uncovered. And where was their power? Deception. These devils switched up their tactics. They were blessed with the sword, and throughout their previous rulerships, they used the sword to conquer. But this time they said, let's use something as our forefront and use the sword as the backup. And what did they use as the forefront? Deception. Job 9:24. Iconoclasm. Okay? False, spin doctors, lies. All of these things they set up because they saw, well, why should we exhaust ourselves when we can first use deception and have them do the work that'll work against them? And when the time comes, if that, starts to wear off, then we can use the sword. Backup plan. So what they're seeing is their deception is wearing off because guess what? Everybody's starting to see you for who you truly are. At first, they try to pull this off, people would be scared and we would be considered conspiracy nuts. But what happened now? Oh, conspiracy theories might be right after all. So now they're skeptical. That's why they have so many fact-checking websites. They put fact checkers on Facebook, on Instagram, everywhere. Ads and commercials left and right, demonization left and right. Why is that? Because they're seeing that they're losing that grip. Okay? They're losing that grip of deception. And what's happening? It's like that cop who's slowly moving his hand onto his hip. That's what Esau's doing. All right, he's moving his hand right onto the hip, right onto the sword. All right, he's getting ready to pull that gun out the holster and aim. All right, and get down because he sees that his original tactic is wearing off. That's why they're doing what they're doing, because they're being uncovered. The scriptures say that the man of sin be revealed, and he is being revealed in his time. Okay, only he who letteth will now let, and that's what the Most High is doing. Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem the Alahayim, and the Ruach HaKodesh. All right, through his men. Now this is the book of Isaiah 47:1. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground, there is no throne for thee." And they're starting to see that realization. And I mean, nobody wants to hear that. But guess what? They're starting to see that, the end of your kingdom. And it's not looking fun for them. Oh, daughter of the Chaldeans, which the Chaldeans were the wise men, or the higher upper class, in involving, all right, or including the astrologers, sorcerers, magicians, and so on and so forth. That's what would allow them to be wise, soothsayers, because they would use left hand. Um, um, they would delve into their left hand to gain that quote unquote wisdom. All right, so the daughter of the Chaldeans, all right, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate. You ever met a chick that she acts a certain kind of way to get something, right? She acts as if she can't do something, or she'll play certain games on you to manipulate you to do it for her. All right, play that role to where you see her as fragile and delicate and tender. You doing everything. Guess what? America put that role because of deception. All right, but now it's being found out. Maybe you catch the chick out of her element. Maybe she's on the phone and she don't know you there, and she's out here wilding out, deep ass voice, cursing people out. I'll come over there, I'll strangle you, I'll squeeze you till your eyeballs pop out. You know what I'm saying? I'll pull out your fifth rib. Don't mess with me. You know. They call me Sharkeisha. Oh, you hear that? Oh, Then she gonna turn around. Oh, I'm so sorry. Did you hear that? That's now America's in that spot where we are putting her on blast, okay, through the Spirit of the Lord. So she's being uncovered. It says, "For thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate." And when you're no more called tender and delicate, you're no more treated as tender and delicate. It says, "Take the millstones and grind meal." Get to work. All right, uncover thy locks, make bare the leg, uncover the thigh, pass over the rivers. And this is going into the exposure. Okay? The exposure, because like I said, or as the scriptures say, in the ancient world, women would have their hair covered. They would be covered up. It would be the harlots that you would see, they would uncover their hair, and so on and so forth to attract men. Okay? So when you're uncovering the hair, you're making bare the leg, you're lifting up the skirt. Okay? You're exposing her and you're seeing what's under the skirt. And that's what we're doing. And really, that's what the Lord is doing by having them expose themselves, trip over, make a certain move here. Maybe it's a miscalculation, maybe it is a regular calculation, but in the process of trying to get to the New World Order, they're being exposed. It's like a chick that's reaching for maybe a bag of gold. And I know I'm constantly throwing these analogies out, but hey, examples are a great way to edify. All right. So now this chick is reaching, right? Now, as she's reaching to grab this bag of gold, she's wearing a skirt and the skirt gets caught in maybe a branch or it gets caught in something. All right. And as she's reaching and reaching and reaching closer to the bag of gold, her skirt is being lifted up more and more or is being ripped more and more. So her whole body's being exposed as she's reaching for that bag of gold. And by the time she finally grabs, all right, or she gets close enough to where she thinks she can grab that bag of gold, guess what? She's damn near naked. Okay? And the analogy meaning, as these elites get closer and closer to reach for that New World Order, they're being exposed. Everything, the deception, all of that is wearing off. And the further they reach, the more they get exposed. Because you cannot, guess what? We told you what they were planning to do. And they tried to run away from it. But what was going to happen? What did you think was going to happen at the end of the day? They were going to do what we said they were going to do. Why? Because that was their plan. All right? That was their plan. So at the end of the day, it doesn't matter how well they stalled, you still going to catch them where we said they were going to be. And that's going to be all the proof you need to find out that what we were telling you is true. So as these devils push closer to their goal, their agenda, they're being uncovered. We told you they wanted to put the MOB in you. Well, guess what? As they reach for the New World Order, they're going to need to come out and say, at some point, they're going to need to come out and say, hey, we have this, which they already did, but on the level that we're telling you. Say, hey, we have this karagma, this thing, and you're going to have to take it. Well, what are you going to think of? Oh, shoot, that's what the prophets were saying. Because guess what? They have to do it. That's their goal. Okay? That's prophecy. So it says here, verse 3, thy nakedness shall be uncovered. See? Yea, thy shame shall be seen. I will take vengeance and I will not meet thee as a man. See, so when everybody sees her, as she's reaching for that bag of gold, she's so desperate for it because she knows she has a short time. So she's reaching and she's like, you know what? F it. I'm going to just reach anyway, even if it rips off my whole skirt. But guess what? By the time she grabs the gold and everybody done seen the horrors that were under that skirt, it's over. What you going to do with the gold now? Everybody's after you. Okay? It said that all hands shall come upon them while he's eating, and the Most High is going to rain it on them. So they're going to be broken down and destroyed. The scriptures say in the book of Revelation that they are of the seventh, okay, and they go into perdition. So they came back. This beast came back revived just so it can go into perdition or destruction. All right, we're seeing it being broken down from the inside out, and they are being exposed. All right, they are being exposed. You think your videos that you're doing is not being heard? Think again. How do you if you were paying close attention, the vibration of the earth, all right now is truth. On whatever level it is some form of truth. Why? Because the Lord put the spirit upon certain men to go out there and start pushing. Okay, and start pushing is like digging till you hit a point where water starts to come out the ground. Okay, and it may start off little at first, but the more you dig and the more people start digging with you, guess what? You dig deeper and the water comes more and more and more. And that's this truth. Okay, starting with our elders and their elders. So now we're joining in the digging and we're digging in different parts and the water's just gushing out. And it's filling up the land, it's just becoming a lake, and it's becoming a sea. That's what this truth is like, man. And that's why the whole world is being flooded with that information. And the mindset of people is being changed. People, even though you got wicked individuals out here, they're wicked. At least some of them are wicked knowing the truth. Okay? Not justifying it, but saying that the truth, the vibration of the truth is out there, that even wicked niggas know the truth. Let me put it like that. All right? Even wicked individuals know the truth. And they may drop certain things here and there. Because that's the vibration. Okay? Now, this is the book of Isaiah 14, which the 14th chapter is also a good chapter. But it says, thy pomp is brought down to the grave, meaning their pride. And it tells you in the scriptures, I believe it's in the book of Obadiah, that the pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rocks. It says, and the noise of thy vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. Going into that infrastructure, all of a sudden, all these buildings are collapsing. You know? I mean, everything is just decaying. It's being broken down. And these elites are actually having a helping hand in that because they're trying to, what's the word I'm looking for? Renovate. They want to erase the old world and turn it into the new world order. But they don't realize that in erasing the old world, you're just making things even easier for when Yahweh Shai comes back. He's going to say, thank you, you can get out of here now. Or really, you can get shackled up. Okay? Verse 12, how art thou fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning? How art thou cut down to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? Now, this Lucifer is referring not onto spiritual demon Satan, but onto his physical counterpart. All right? The word Lucifer simply means light bearer. Okay? Hayalal in the Hebrew, and Iosphorus in the Greek. Okay? So, and aka enlightened, or Illuminati, illuminated. So that's what they call themselves. But they're fallen from heaven, that state of rulership. Okay? How art thou cut to the ground, which didst weaken the nations? How are you, as we read in Isaiah 47, sitting in the dust? Aren't you the one that had everybody under you? Had everybody under your control? So how did you fall? And people are going to feel very stupid when they see how quick the Lord takes down this place. Because they're gonna realize, damn, I turned and forsook a power that can do this to this land in 1 hour. That's the power that I forsook because I was scared of these people. You're going to look at it, you're going to say, shit, I'm in some deep trouble. I should have really been scared of the one that's coming. All right. All right. So lastly, I have here the book of Ezekiel, chapter 33, verse 33. It says, and when this cometh to pass, lo, it will come. And what's that this? These prophecies. As we're seeing them come to pass. Then shall they know that a prophet hath been among them. So what we're seeing now is the heralding in of these last few prophecies. They're laying they're dropping the red rose petals on the floor, rolling out the red carpet, so that these last few prophecies may walk on them. Okay, and it's spiritual because as we are heralding in Yahushai, all right, and prophesying about his return, these elites are laying the infrastructure and heralding in the prophecies that will take place before Yahushai comes. Okay, so everybody's doing their part. Okay, these elites are actually helping in the ushering in of Yahushai, or the ushering in of the kingdom of heaven, which is going to be instituted by Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. They are actually helping usher that in by their greed and desire for their new world order. Okay, so it's a beautiful thing how everything is coming together meticulously, all by the will and the spirit and the power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. All right, so with that, I'm going to end it here. Lord willing, that was edifying unto the elect. In closing, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakah Hudash. Until next time, Shalom.